Alexander Isak decides he will never play for Newcastle again. Alexander Isak has no intention of playing for Newcastle again, with the striker reported to have informed Eddie Howe of his desire to leave last season. Isak remains out of contention for Newcastle heading into the new campaign and will not play a part in Saturday's Premier League opener against Aston Villa. The Athletic's David Ornstein reports that the Swedish striker is adamant he will never represent the club again after communicating his plan to leave months ago. Ornstein writes that Isak has no desire to reintegrate into the squad, which contrasts with a later hopeful update from colleague Chris Wall, who writes that Howe will be hoping to coax him back around. For the player himself, the matter is set, and it is maintained that Isak informed Howe of his intention to leave before last season ended. This came following then-director of football, Paul Mitchell, telling the 25-year-old's representatives last summer that he would not yet be offered a new contract. It was then decided that the 2024-25 campaign would be his last at St. James Park, and it has been suggested since that a feeling of promises not being kept has motivated Isak to force a transfer. Liverpool are, of course, waiting in the wings following their unsuccessful first bid for Newcastle's No 14, which was worth around £110 million. Newcastle value Isak at £150 million, and it is widely reported that they would need to sign two strikers to replace their leading centre forward as well as Callum Wilson before allowing him to leave for a fee in that region. The transfer window closes on September 1st, and the expectation remains that Isak will be a Liverpool player before the 7 p.m. deadline. Why Newcastle may hold off on business with Liverpool. Another wrinkle in the story comes with Liverpool heading to Tyneside for their second game of the new Premier League season on August 25th. It stands to reason that Newcastle may look to delay any deal for Isak until after that date so as not to strengthen the champions' chances of taking 3 points from St. James Park. There would still be a week to go until the window closes after that game, by which point Newcastle would clearly hope to have signed their new main striker. Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson, Porto's Samu Agahawa, Wolves' Jurgen Strand Larsen, Aston Villa's Ali Watkins, and PSG's Goncalo Ramos have all been mentioned as targets, while Brentford's Yoane Wissa is considered their likely Wilson replacement. Newcastle striker Isak determined to join Liverpool. Alexander Isak is determined to leave Newcastle United and join Liverpool this summer. BBC Sport has been told by several sources that it is the Sweden striker's ambition to join the Premier League champions before the deadline closes on the 1st of September. On the 1st of August, Newcastle rejected Liverpool's £110 million bid for Isak, prompting the Reds to consider walking away. BBC Sport has been told by several sources that it is the Sweden striker's ambition to join the Premier League champions before the deadline closes on the 1st of September. The Magpies rejected a £110 million bid from Liverpool for Isak on the 1st of August, with the Reds subsequently claiming that they were prepared to walk away from a deal. Newcastle manager Eddie Howe said following a pre-season friendly defeat by Atletico Madrid that everything is in play when it comes to Isak's future, but stressed it was clear he cannot involve the striker in his current plans. As such, Isak is expected to miss Newcastle's Premier League opener at Aston Villa on Saturday 12:30 p.m. BS. The former Dortmund forward missed Newcastle's pre-season tour of the Forest with a minor thigh injury. He then trained alone at former club Real Sociedad before returning to the UK last week. Isak, who scored 27 goals in 42 appearances across all competitions last season, has 3 years to run on his deal in the Northeast. Newcastle have failed with several moves for strikers this summer, with Liam Delap opting to join Chelsea, Benjamin Sesko choosing Manchester United, and Hugo Ekitike moving to Liverpool. Interest remains in Brentford striker Yoane Wissa, who left the Bees' preseason camp in Portugal in July because of his desire to join Newcastle. The 28-year-old returned to first-team training last week following constructive talks with head coach Keith Andrews, but the DR Congo striker remains keen on moving to Newcastle. Should a fee be agreed? Howe's side are closing in on the signing of AC Milan defender Malik Theo. The center-back is due to fly to Tyneside on Sunday night to finalize his £34.62 million move to St. James Park. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. World-class man OTD signing given major boost by Fabrizio Romano as new talks planned. The chances of Gianluigi Donnarumma joining Manchester United this summer have risen following a big update from journalists including Fabrizio Romano and Ben Jacobs, with a separate report claiming that new discussions have been scheduled. Donnarumma was one of Paris Saint-Germain's best players last season as they won an incredible quadruple of the Champions League, Ligue 1, Coupe de France and Trophée des Champions under Luis Enrique. PSG's hugely ambitious Qatari owners have chased the Champions League since buying a majority stake in the club in 2011, and they finally reached that goal. Donnarumma reaffirmed his place among the goalkeeping elite by putting in several amazing performances on PSG's route to Champions League glory. He has already been called, arguably, Italy's only world-class player by The Athletic in 2024. With his current deal expiring in June 2026, the former AC Milan star was expecting to be handed a bumper new contract by PSG to reward his top-class displays. However, he has been left disappointed by PSG's contract offers, which has seen negotiations grind to a halt. The chances of Donnarumma leaving PSG and joining another world-renowned club such as Man Utd or Manchester City have been growing in recent weeks. Transfer reporter Jacobs has revealed that the French giants view new signing Lucas Chevalier as their number one, which is why Donnarumma has been excluded from Enrique's squad for the UEFA Super Cup. PSG will face Europa League winners Tottenham Hotspur in Italy on Wednesday, but Donnarumma will not be involved. Romano added that Donnarumma will not sign a new deal at PSG. There's no agreement, and he will 100% leave the club. That will happen either this summer or via a free transfer in summer 2026. The shot-stoppers camp feel it is unfair the way he has been treated by PSG, who agreed a €55 million, £47.5 million package with Lille to make Chevalier his replacement. In a follow-up post on X, formerly Twitter, Romano wrote that Donnarumma's relationship with the PSG hierarchy is completely broken. In a major lift for Man OTD, the Premier League is his most likely destination. United are eager to sign an elite replacement for Andre Onana and are aiming to land Donnarumma before rivals Man City. It emerged earlier on Monday that United have planned a new round of talks with Donnarumma's agent, Enzo Raiola, for this week. Man Utd could sign Gianluigi Donnarumma for just £26 million. United have been alerted by the fact that PSG could accept bids worth just €30 million, £26 million, for Italy's number one due to the fact his contract is winding down. Team Talk revealed on August 3rd that Donnarumma is keen on joining United this summer. He is enticed by the prospect of playing for a club of United's stature, even if they cannot offer European football for this season. Sky Sports confirmed on July 31st that United are interested in making Donnarumma their latest statement signing, although they will have to work hard to land him before City. Pep Guardiola's side are spying a deal for Donnarumma even after the addition of James Trafford. Sources confirmed to Team Talk on June 17th that City had made an inquiry about his situation. A report claimed on Friday that City and Bayern Munich are both providing United with competition for Donnarumma. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Brighton reject Man Ut's opening player plus cash swap deal for £115 million rated Carlos Baleba. Man Utd are offering Brighton a major talent in return for Carlos Baleba. Brighton have reportedly rejected Manchester United's opening bid for Carlos Baleba, which included a player, as part of the deal. United are now looking for midfield reinforcements, having so far focused on attack with the arrivals of Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and Benjamin Sesko, and have identified Baleba 21 as their top target. According to the Standard, Man Utd launched a player plus cash swap offer for the Cameroon international. The Red Devils offered Toby Collier in a part exchange deal for the defensive midfielder. This comes following recent reports suggesting the Seagulls would only begin to consider a bid worth over the £115 million they accepted for the sale of Moises Caicedo to Chelsea in 2023. And Fabian Herzler's side has insisted Baleba is not for sale this summer. Nevertheless, United remain undeterred and are planning to continue pushing for the Cameroonian's signature. Baleba missed Brighton's last 3 preseason games, having not played since But it was reported the midfielder has been struggling with a knee injury, picked up in training, and was with the rest of the squad on Saturday to watch his teammates in action against Wolves. Brighton, though, are still preparing for Baleba's potential exit with a succession plan. Diego Gomez and Malik Yalkwe are already posing as potential successors in midfield. Jack Hinchelwood, Matt O'Reilly, Mats Wiefer, and Yassine Ayari are also pushing for more minutes this coming season. This is a tried-and-tested formula for Brighton, as they've lost key players in the past, such as Yves Bissouma, Caicedo, and Alexis Mac Allister, only for others to step up and fill in. Carlos Baleba joining Man United relies on Ineos striking critical £40 million deal as soon as possible. Manchester United have turned their attention to Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba as their next transfer target this summer. The recent £66 million arrival of Benjamin Sesko has taken Manchester United's summer spending north of £200 million. But the signs are that Ineos won't stop there. United have made contact over Carlos Baleba. But Brighton's stance is that they don't want to sell their talented midfielder for at least one more year. It was widely anticipated that United would struggle financially this summer, with the Red Devils appearing close to their limits under the profit and sustainability rules. So far, Ineos have managed to be flexible with United's transfer budget. But to sanction a big money move for Carlos Baleba, the Red Devils will have to sell. Alejandro Garnacho's sale will be key to Carlos Baleba pursuit. It has been reported that Brighton want £100 million for Baleba if United are going to make a deal happen this summer. United can't afford Brighton's asking price, but player sales could make it possible. Marcus Rashford's loan move saved United £15 million, but that has been the only significant departure this summer so far. Ineos will be keen to get the cogs turning on deals for the likes of Alejandro Garnacho. Out of the remaining 4 unwanted players left out of Amarim's squad, Garnacho's sale will be the most critical for Ineos. As a Carrington graduate, Garnacho's sale will represent pure profit on the accounting books, which will have a huge impact on the budget. United want £40 million for Garnacho this summer, with talks ongoing with Chelsea to reach an agreement on a permanent sale. How Man United can raise £100 million for Carlos Baleba deal. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Baleba's personal terms will not be an issue. So the only head-scratcher for Ineos is how they will afford the £100 million asking price. United in Focus previously explained how United can still afford a mega deal this summer, and much of it relies on the sale of Under the current financial rules, the price of incomings is amortized over several years, meaning their accounting costs are spread. Ineos spread the cost of Cunha and Mbumo and will likely use a similar strategy for Baleba. In contrast, sales are registered immediately, meaning Garnacho's sale would provide an instant £40 million boost to United's PSR calculations. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Man City plot shock move to sign Real Madrid star Rodrigo with Grealish and 2 more outcasts giving green light to leave. Manchester City are considering a move for Real Madrid winger Rodrigo, according to reports. The Citizens are set to lose some attacking talent before the transfer deadline next month. Jack Grealish is on the verge of completing a loan move to Everton ahead of the Premier League opening weekend. Meanwhile, James McAtee is closing in on a £20 million move to Nottingham Forest following his successful U21 European Championship campaign as England captain, with 2 players expected to depart and Savinio potentially following. Manager Pep Guardiola has been exploring potential targets for his attack. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has claimed that Rodrigo is an option being considered. Real Madrid will let the 24-year-old leave the Santiago Bernabeu if he wants to. However, they have set an asking price of around £86.6 million. Manchester City used Real Madrid as a way to humiliate Arsenal yet again. Real Madrid fans have not seen much movement in the transfer market since the club announced Alvaro Carreras signing a few weeks ago. To be very honest, Real Madrid fans have been looking for space to open up in the first team before they even think about signing another player. And since their 25-man squad is now full, there have been hardly any movements. Even on the sales side, they're focused on selling Castilla players, but a move for a first-team player just has not arrived. Manchester City could sign a superstar player from Real Madrid this transfer window. However, that may be changing very soon. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester City are looking at Rodrigo as an option to reinforce their winger position this summer, in case there are a number of wingers leaving the club, which seems like a possibility. This has been the biggest domino for Real Madrid's sales this season. Rodrigo has been rumored to be leaving the club at many points during the window. And as it started looking like he could stay, Manchester City entered the room. Manchester City believe Rodrigo could be an ideal option in the attack for the player. Pep Guardiola has always been a fan of the player, and if they can convince Rodrigo to move to England and pay an important fee, Real Madrid could open up a roster spot. Real Madrid have been holding out for a big offer for the player. It has always been mentioned that the club would consider an exit only if a big offer comes in for the Brazilian. If not, they are more than happy to keep him. However, there was also an important bit to consider. The less Rodrigo plays, the less Real Madrid get for the player. So, A move for the player would have been quietly beneficial for the club too. Arsenal were previously linked with the player, but if Manchester City managed to secure his signing, someone both Arsenal fans and club officials reportedly wanted, it would certainly sting. This would also kick Manchester City back up to the cream of the crop in the Premier League. They had a down year last time around, but signing a player like Rodrigo would mean they finally have a world-class winger after a very long time. It's obviously nowhere near done. Things could always get rejected. These transfers don't always pan out. But this could be huge for Rodrigo, since he could still leave the club, despite rumors initially dying down. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.